first Supreme Court case held in Iowa, which was recorded, was the case of Ralph Montgomery. He was a slave who was owned by a young man named Jordan Montgomery. And in 1832, Jordan told Ralph, "You can go to Dubuque, work in the mines, and when you get $550, you're a free man. But if you don't get it by 1835, I'm going to start charging interest." Well, Ralph went to Dubuque. He was a terrible miner. He just was able to make enough money to keep himself food and housing. But Ralph was a nice guy, and he made friends with an Irish miner who was very successful named Alexander Butterworth. Mr. Butterworth had a golden hand. He was good in his mining, he was a farmer, and he was a partner of a local store. And he knew Ralph well. By 1839, on the other hand, Jordan Montgomery was continuing to have financial problems. So he hired 2 slave catchers from Virginia to go get his slave Ralph so he could sell Ralph. But this is after Ralph had been living in Iowa for 7 years. So they came, went to the sheriff with their papers, and of course the sheriff let them have Ralph because part of the law was that an escaped slave could be returned to the owner. But Alexander Butterworth, when he heard about this, he was very upset. He went to his friend who was a judge and got a writ of habeas corpus so that Ralph could be returned. And they immediately called the Supreme Court to decide on the status of Ralph, considering that there were kind of this conflict in the law. Ralph was very fortunate that his lawyer was a man named David Rohrer. David Rohrer had been a slave owner in Virginia. But at some point in his life, between Virginia and Arkansas, he decided that slavery was wrong. He freed his slaves, and he began working against slavery. And one of the things he did was defended Ralph. And the Supreme Court agreed with David Rohrer, and they made this decision. The master who permits his slave to become a resident here cannot, afterwards, exercise any acts of ownership over him within this territory. The law does not take away his property in express terms, but declares it no longer to be property at all. Property in the slave cannot exist without the existence of slavery. The prohibition of the latter annihilates the former. And this being destroyed, he becomes free. It is therefore ordered and adjudged that he, Ralph, be discharged from further duress and restraint, and that he go hence. And Ralph stayed and lived in Burlington the rest of his life and became part of the community. And in another part in Iowa, there was a similar case with a woman named Rachel. And so it was established that you could not bring a person and bring your slave into the state and leave that person here and think that you could claim it again, because Iowa was a free state. And Iowans were proud of that. But